This is Isabel Gomez, a junior at Fordham University who has chosen a particularly interesting college plan. As a student, Isabel defines herself as a bio major on the pre-med path.
I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to be a doctor when I came here, but I knew that it would be a smarter decision to start pre-med than to enter late. And then when I started, it was very challenging, but I decided to stick with it because I do want to be a doctor. So I want to go to med school one day.
Why do you want to be a doctor?
Because I really want to help people, and I think it's a good decision to go as far as that life track goes. I don't really want to stay here though and do that.
Where do you want to
go abroad, maybe work out. I don't know, maybe do some clinics or something.
And
not sure yet.
Do you know what continent, what country?
Maybe the Philippines. I would like to go back to Africa one day, but
Isabel's course load isn't easy. She's in the library 7 days a week, averaging about 5 hours of sleep a night.
it's challenging. It's very hard. It's a lot of work, especially starting off freshman year, doing 18 to 21 credits a semester. It's a lot of lab time and a lot of just studying, constant studying on your own.
While most pre-med kids stick to the library, maybe taking on a club or two, Isabel strayed away from that norm, putting a whole lot more on her plate. She's on the executive board of Up Till Dawn, which raises money for St. Jude's Hospital. She also volunteers in the Bronx, and above all, she's a member of Navy ROTC.
My motive was mainly financial, but now that I'm in it, I love it while I'm in it. So it's definitely been challenging, and I've grown a lot, and I've learned and pushed myself to limits that I never even thought I'd be able to do. So I like it now, and it's definitely been the greatest thing that's happened, in college. It is challenging though, keeping it up with pre-med and ROTC. Both are just two very time-consuming things that take up time more than just required, more than just the classroom time or time that I spend at Maritime. It's there's a lot of effort that you have to put in, extra effort, where you have to go the extra mile.
The way the Fordham schedule is set up, most kids have a light Wednesday workload. Not so for Isabel.
So I'll start off, have class, I do weapon systems in the morning, and then in the afternoon I have leadership and management, and the classes over there at Maritime are taught by lieutenants. So I have 2 classes with the lieutenants over there, and then after those 2 classes we have a leadership lab, which you do every semester, and the whole battalion does this, and it's together. You do the whole class together. And then we also do, sometimes we'll do dinner on Wednesdays, but not usually anymore. So that's my typical Wednesday. After that I just go back to the library and study. Being in ROTC is a challenge, I'd say, because you have to balance everything. It's hard going to college with a lot of civilians and seeing the sacrifices, the time sacrifices that you're making to put into the unit and stuff. And as far as perspective goes, I didn't realize that I was signing my life away at 18 because I signed a paper and they do own me for the next 4 or 5 years now. So as far as perspective goes for a college student, we do have a lot more, I'd say, responsibility already, because so much is on the line as far as the scholarship goes. I wouldn't say I know what's in store for next semester. All I know is that I'm probably going to try to go for submarines, and so I have to study really hard to get my grades up.
Why did you choose submarines?
I had my first experience on a submarine was the summer after freshman year, and I did a week there in Kings Bay, Georgia, and it was an amazing week just because, well, one thing, everything is classified, so you can ask me how deep I went on the submarine.
How deep did you go on the submarine?
Can't tell you. So then it was just a really cool experience. The submarines are much smaller crews. It's about 130 people, and pretty much the camaraderie on the submarine is awesome. So it's really fun being on there. And then they just opened it up last year to women. So last year's graduating class was the first class to ever go, or this year's graduating class is the first year that they're ever allowing female officers on submarines.
So if you get your grades up and go on submarines, you'd be one of the first women in the United States to go on submarines.
Yes, but it's a little challenging to get there. So I'm really struggling with my calc and physics grades, and that's the majority part of, like, being a sub-officer. You need to go to nuclear school first, nuclear power school, and that's all, like, physics and everything like that. So, I'm struggling with that, but yeah, I would be one of the first women, but they only have 8 spots for females at this point, so.
In the whole country.
In the whole country.
Pre-med and ROTC, not the usual workload for a typical student. Then again, Isabel Gomez is not a typical student. She's determined to succeed in ROTC, working hard to boost her grades in pre-med to get where she wants to go, underwater.